Okay, the fox was one thing, but now they've got like 80 animal characters all being way too sexy, and you can tell it's on purpose.
Are you kidding me? Lefty loosey, righty tighty.
Oh, right.
This is one of those DreamWorks films that was already not aiming itself at 3-year-old children, the first one, so it very much already had a leg up on most of them. And I gotta say, it was on the level where it wasn't magnificent, but I was happy enough to rewatch the first one without wanting a sequel, and yet here we are. An animated sequel from Hollywood that's genuinely, I think, better than the first one. The Bad Guys 2 stars the bad guys who are the good guys, but they're forced to be the bad good guys when the bad girls blackmail and frame them. Talk about a double whammy. And now we should hate the bad girls even though they're just doing the same kind of thing the bad guys were doing in the first film, and we liked them even when they were doing that, but but they're good now. We should like good and hate bad now. This time. Does everyone follow? Yeah, no, that's, pretty much the whole plot of the thing. So basically, Wolf and his friends are finding out that the job market is hell out there right now. Oh, that's too real. And it's really hard to be good guys, and no one cares about them or, gives a shit. And they're not going to give them jobs or say anything to them now, even though they were obsessed with them and loved them as soon as they turned to good guys in the first film. Ignore that. So while trying to convince everyone they're good and find a way to really be good citizens, they get framed for stealing something called MacGuffinite, which is one of the funnier jokes I've heard this year. The whole thing is about MacGuffinite. That's good. And you know what? While we're talking about the banging jokes in this film, A, evil hench-ass guinea pig. Oh, that's good. And B, the editors of this film deserve their own clap, because there are several moments where they do like a sweeping declaration and it just cuts to the next scene, and that got genuine laugh out louds from the whole audience in the cinema. It was really impressively done, and it wasn't, despite it being used a few times, you'd think you'd get tired of that quickly, it wasn't overused, because it kept escalating, and the last one was the best one. I was really impressed with that. It was so funny, and the whole thing is just genuinely so... It gets so balls to the wall at this point while trying to do everything it's doing for laughs instead of trying at all to be like a proper heist film anymore. It's just a full-on comedy this time around. And I think it works better for them. It's got the energy of one of the crazier later Fast and Furious films, but in animated form, not taking itself seriously, just really going kooky and weird with it. And it came off really well. This film did pretty well across most things, except for marketing, I gotta say, because watching the trailers I was thinking, oh, this is going to be pretty garbage. I went in not like wanting to hate it, but kind of expecting to not like it at least. And I thought I was really gonna have to try hard to change my mind about that, and it did it fairly quickly. I was really, I was on board quite fast, and yeah, I'm delighted with it. From the opening scene in Cairo when they're still bad guys, showing that flashback, that was awesome opening. And then it doesn't really feel the need to do any other proper heist stuff the rest of the film. From Snake's romance, to so many of the little like jokes and moments. I don't even hate the piranha, whose only personality trait remains farting when he's nervous. Like, I don't even hate him in this one because they actually played it off just better and have better moments with that. It is insane, and even when it goes super nutsy near the end, I mean, some of the logic, even though it was playing itself strictly as ridiculously unserious, there were moments where I was just like, the logic was making me like twitch, like a gold magnet that works from space and absorbs all the gold in the world, like... It's fun. Yeah, it's a very silly, very American-styled sort of animated film, but it's just too much fun to ignore, and it's too much fun to care about the gaps in logic, like how did a helicopter catch an ascending space rocket? No, don't think about it. And the villain, also kind of weak. Her name was Kitty Cat. And I know it's different types of cats, but I have to ask the question, they keep a kitten like it's a pet in their apartment, the bad guys? But is it a pet or is it a baby in their world? You know what I mean? I'm just confused about that because if it's a baby, nobody mentions who's looking after it the whole time they're away. The franchise goes from this point in another direction where I don't particularly want to see anymore. I am much more certain we're getting a sequel this time. It's for sure happening. And I don't know if I'm that interested in it. But again, it could easily surprise me like this one did. And when the next one comes out, I'm not going to be going, I'm going to be going, Because this one just convinced me so hard that this can be actually quite consistent in what it does, which is weird. So I'm giving the furry astronaut community's greatest triumph yet 3.5 stars. I'm just assuming there's a group of people somewhere on the internet that are specifically into like furry stuff, but in space or like in astronaut costumes. I don't know. Just because it's the internet and it's anything, there's a group for it, right?